Hey everyone, excited to be back for this week's edition of Frequently Asked Questions for Commercial Real Estate. In today's video, what I thought I'd do is talk about something that I regularly get asked by people, and that is, how do you get into commercial real estate, or really commercial real estate brokerage? Now, the reason I often get asked this is because there's a lot of people out there that are interested in getting their license for commercial real estate, or they're going through the process of getting their real estate license, and they're determining whether or not they want to go the residential route or the commercial route. Now, residential real estate and commercial real estate both involve the sale of real estate, but really there's a lot of differences between the two. And in this video, we're going to dive into explaining what the differences are as far as cultural fit. And then from there, we'll explain how do you get into commercial real estate if that's something you're interested in. So commercial real estate brokerage. Typically, the prerequisites to get into commercial real estate brokerage involve getting your real estate license. Now, here in Kentucky, if you have your real estate license, you can sell both residential and commercial real estate. I am not 100% sure if in other states that's the case. But it is the case here. So if you want to get into commercial real estate, typically you're going to have to be licensed to sell real estate in your state. So that's the starting point, is looking to get your real estate license. Number two thing, which is not 100% prerequisite, but it's something that a lot of commercial real estate brokerages look for, is they look for some sort of higher education, typically some sort of bachelor's or college degree, especially if it's focused on business, finance, or a technical degree. They tend to be preferred or typically a plus when they're looking at applicants that are looking to get into a commercial brokerage. Along with that, when you're going through the interview process or talking to people that are in the commercial real estate brokerage business, they're going to want to see that you have a strong interest in business, have an interest in investments, and are comfortable with using numbers when you're dealing with clients. Again, in commercial real estate, you're going to be dealing with business owners and investors, and especially if you're dealing in some of these larger brokerages, your clients are going to be quite sophisticated. So being comfortable with your numbers, being comfortable with understanding how business works in a broad sense will at least show the client that you know what you're talking about, and over time build that relationship with them so that you become their go-to resource when it comes to their brokerage business. All right, so those are some of the prerequisites of getting into the commercial brokerage business. Now let's dive into cultural fit. Now, the reason why I explain this is a very important concept is because not every brokerage is right for every single person. Each brokerage is going to have their own cultural identity. And so getting clear on what you like is important prior to joining a commercial brokerage. Well, the first thing I usually explain to or tell people is, do you like being in a corporate environment? A lot of these larger brokerages, JLL, Cushman, some of these other larger brokerages, it is a corporate environment. A lot of times you're going to the office 9 to 5, you're dressing in a professional attire on a regular basis, and there's an expectation there to be able to show up to the office on time and regularly. So if that's not something you're interested in, it may not be a good fit for you when it comes to potentially joining that brokerage. Along with that, are you a team player where you perform the best when you're on a team, or are you a solo person that's just like, let me do my thing and let me get out there and do what I need to do? That is also going to impact what you decide to eventually do, because if you're going to join a brokerage where you're going to be joining a team and you just become a part of the broader whole, if you're a solo person that wants to get out there and generate business for yourself, that may be something that you're really not interested in. Or if you're a team player and you function well within a team and you join a brokerage and their expectation is that you go out there and hunt and eat what you kill, that may not be a good fit for you as well either. So understanding who you are as a person and understanding what the cultural expectation of the brokerage is could be a benefit to you as you're walking through the different options out there. And then also, one thing that I always recommend to people is understanding what your creative flexibility is. Because now in today's day and age, with the internet being as important as it is, having a little bit of a flexibility when it comes to building your personal brand is crucial. Some larger brokerages, a lot of times, you have to be very careful with how you portray yourself in the broader market. And not to say that you should misrepresent any information if you're not at one of these larger brokerages that have a brand name to protect. But again, there's certain things you can and can't do on the internet which may limit your creative flexibility when it comes to building your personal brand. So that's something to consider as well as you're going through the process of identifying a brokerage that you want to eventually join. Now that you understand what the cultural fit of potential brokerages are, let's explain what the difference between big brokerages and small or boutique brokerages are. At bigger brokerages, you tend to work on much larger deals. They're the ones who are selling the $100 million office buildings. Typically, they're the ones who are selling the, $500,000, million square foot industrial property. And generally speaking, you get to work on these very large deals. However, with that ability to work on larger deals comes some cons associated with it, in my opinion. Generally speaking, you're part of a team, right? If you're selling industrial properties, you're a part of the industrial team, and you get a smaller piece of the pie when it comes to selling these larger properties, unless you're the top of the team, essentially. Along with that, in larger brokerages, you tend to get pigeonholed in one area. So if you go to a large brokerage, you'll either go to like the retail team, you could go to the office team, you could go to the industrial team. But typically, if you're an industrial team, you won't be working on retail deals. So you won't be working with shopping centers or business owners that are looking to expand into a retail storefront. That's not going to be something you're working on. You're typically going to be working on, relocating businesses that are, supply chain businesses or 3PL, etc. If you're in the industrial space, and that's all you're going to be working on. So there's no real flexibility when it comes to the different deals that you work on. On the boutique brokerage side or the smaller brokerage side, you don't usually work on the behemoth deals. Now, there are sometimes where this is the case, but typically you're not going to be the one selling the $100 million office building, nor the one who's going to be selling the $1 million industrial warehouse. However, with that comes a lot of more flexibility when it comes to what you're working on. Right now, I'm located here in Louisville, Kentucky, which is a secondary/tertiary market here in the United States. And because I work at a boutique brokerage, I get the flexibility to work on a bunch of different types of property. I've sold office buildings. I've worked on retail deals. I'm working on industrial deals. I've done investment property with multifamily. So I get a broad view of the different facets of commercial real estate as a result of working for a boutique brokerage that doesn't put me in a box, essentially, and says, you can work on whatever you can produce, right? Whatever you can generate as business, that's something that you can work on, which is something that I enjoy immensely. Not only that, but the commission splits tend to be a little bit higher when you're talking about boutique brokerages. When you're working with large corporations like some of these large commercial brokerages out there, there's a significant amount of overhead. So your commission split, meaning the amount that you share with the house, is going to be higher, typically in that 50 to 60% range. Whereas if at a boutique brokerage, it's typically you get to take home more than 50% of what you generate in business, and that's something that I've enjoyed thus far, being part of a boutique brokerage. Now that you understand what the difference is between a big brokerage and a boutique brokerage, and understand the cultural fit, it's time to understand how do you find these opportunities. Because typically, if you're looking to join a residential company, you can just walk in the door, hang your license, and you're ready to operate. There's not as much friction when it comes to trying to get into one of those opportunities. Whereas in the commercial real estate space, it's very much relationship based, and you could try for a long time to try to get in, and it could be very difficult for you to do so. So one of the best pieces of advice that I could give you when it comes to breaking into the commercial space is to leverage your network. What do I mean by this? It means that you need to start talking to people about your interest in joining the commercial real estate business, whether that's your parents, your friends, your acquaintances. Let them know, and then try to see if they can introduce you to people that are in the business so you can sit down and have coffee with them. Regularly attend meetups or meetings where these individuals go. So the ICSC meetings, try to go to some exchangers meeting. There's exchangers clubs all across the country where commercial brokers sit down and try to work through scenarios of making deals work. There's different commercial real estate clubs and organizations that meet on a regular basis. If I were you and you're looking to break into real estate brokerage, I would highly encourage you to go to those events and try to meet as many people as you can, and try to get them to sit down with you for a meeting or coffee or whatever, just so you could pick their brain about the business. And then finally, one thing that has helped me immensely when it comes to any type of job that I've sought in since I've been out of college is LinkedIn. So getting on LinkedIn and identifying people that are in positions that you want, and then adding them on LinkedIn, messaging them, and try to get them on the phone to talk about their experiences. If you do that on a regular basis, let's say you talk to 3-4 people a week, over time, you're going to start building up this repertoire of people that know who you are. And when an opportunity presents itself, they're going to be the first person that they think, you're going to be the first person that they think about, And that's where you get the opportunity to eventually get into the brokerage business. So leveraging your network through attending meetups, talking to friends and family, just letting everyone know that you're interested in getting in the commercial real estate business, and then LinkedIn are the best ways for you to break into the business and then hopefully have a long career, because I'm in the business and I've been in the business for about 2 years now. It's a phenomenal business to be in, especially if you have technological aptitude where you like to build a personal brand. I think it's ripe for opportunity for those who are willing to leverage their personal brand to build a business for themselves over a longer period of time. So I hope you gained value from this video. I really, really appreciate your guys' support. If you like this channel, please like and subscribe. We really do appreciate all the support, and hopefully this is you're gaining some value from this and learning about the many facets of commercial real estate. If you're in the commercial real estate, or you're looking to buy or lease or sell commercial real estate here in the Louisville area or surrounding areas, I'm a commercial real estate agent in town. Feel free to reach out to me. My number is 502-536-7315, or you can reach me via email at raphael@crisantigroup.com. All right. Well, thanks again for your time. We'll see you guys next time.